Hello, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Oh my God, how was your weekend?
It was good. How was yours?
It was a weekend.
We gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, welcome to the Commentary Zone Noontime Edition. As you enter the room, please give us a thumbs up. I've already done it. What are you waiting for? Okay, if you haven't already, please subscribe because we're on the march to 500. Jamal, you monitor this. Are we there yet?
No, like five away.
We only need 5 more subs. Come on, cut us a break. And actually, because YouTube, every time we reach a milestone, decides to take away 3 subs, can we get like 8 more subs? That'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. So, yeah, if you haven't already, please click on subscribe, hit the notification bell, share and tell a friend. You can also follow and watch the live simulcast on Twitter and Twitch, and follow us on IG. Okay, on the docket today, we have Shahs of Sunset, Season 9, Episode 12, The Good, the Bad, and the Shahsy.
What did you think of this? What did you think of this one? I'm curious about your thoughts.
I thought most characters in last night's episode went through this 1 hour snippet of my time, my valuable, precious time, either high or drunk or both. And in my opinion, I felt like the last conversation between Reza and MJ when they were out on that balcony or porch thing was the first real conversation that they might have had in years. And you
I
saw
can
the difference in Reza's cry.
right.
So yeah, Gigi is doing the thing, hosting this event. I think she has been strategic in order to get to her goal, which is a better frame of mind and trying to bring people together in a constructive way without all of the rah, rah, yah, yah, yah. I think it's a successful trip so far, even though we're only on day 2, I think.
Yeah, I think this is still day. We're still in day two, going to day 2 night.
Mm-hmm. And that's all I remember off the top of
So
my head.
now, for me, I really don't know how I feel about this episode because it seemed like it was more filler-ish to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
it didn't make me feel anything either way.
Mm-hmm.
I am glad MJ told Reza the truth
Mm-hmm.
and about where things really stand with Tommy. I think that was. I'm glad she didn't drag it out. She just told him.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, I don't really remember too much. I was talking. It really wasn't much there for me. Now I will say I do like the fact that Reza apologized to London because it was deserved. She was due
Mm-hmm.
a no holiday.
Mm-hmm. One question for you. You say that you appreciate MJ in telling Reza the truth about what Tommy said, right?
Hmm.
Could you also appreciate Mike being the catalyst for that when he said to her, I think you should tell Reza what Tommy said, and that maybe if Reza sends him that letter after knowing Tommy's feelings on it, it might resonate more. Like this is the old Mike that I
Right,
could appreciate.
right.
This was a glimpse of that old Mike that was the rational one in the group, even though he was messy and shady with his personal business and the ladies, but he
Right.
always had a rational side to him that I could always appreciate and made me like him despite his flaws.
Most definitely because it was very thought out. It was a very insightful conversation. Like, hey, if you
Mm-hmm.
do this, um, and he just really saw it from its full context. Like, it wasn't like he
Mm-hmm.
was like really involved or had a real stake. He was just saying like, hey, this is how I see it. And I think he gave the perspective from what he would appreciate. Like that, you know what I mean? That's kind of like, typically you give the best advice when it's something you would appreciate.
Now, I also want to throw something out there because when I saw that scene, it made me think that his fight with Reza is fake for storyline. Because if you was that much in your feelings with Reza and how he's a bully and how he's doing all this with you and your woman, you would have never went to bat for him like that. Only a friend does gives counsel like that.
But I think what it is though, Mike has always been the one in the middle of that situation though. Like he never liked
Mm-hmm.
being in the middle of the situation, and
Mm-hmm.
he's always remained neutral between those two always. So him giving that advice to MJ, I'm not that shocked because MJ's relationship with Reza is different than his relationship with Reza. So he's able to take himself out of that. He's not being pet. He's not a petty person. He's not.
But this entire season, up to that point, he was not being impartial when it came to Reza. He just wasn't.
He
I
wasn't
think that was a
impartial
slip.
because he was involved. Because he was involved. If you think about it, through this whole season, anytime he's been petty towards Reza, is because he was affected directly. This situation does not affect him directly, so he could be more he could be more neutral and more like well rounded in his thought process. But any other time, if he's involved directly anyway, he's gonna be petty.
I don't know. I don't know. I think that was a little slip. I
That's
really
a big
do.
slip. That's a big
It,
slip.
it is. It is. But again, all of these people need a paycheck. Let's call a thing a thing. All of them need this paycheck. And probably with the exception of Gigi, because her dad's paying her bills anyway. So I think that was a little slip in the storyline. I really do. Because then, as we see in the previews for next week, he's going to start up with the bully BS again. And I was just like, oh, God, this is so irritating to me. You grown. He grown. Like, you could, Mike, you could probably beat the tar snip out of Reza. Like, who's bullying who? Say that you don't like the comments that he's making about your relationship, but I feel like Reza's bullying Mike? No.
Right.
No, he's just being the petty person that he's been the entire course of y'all relationship. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Hi, Susan. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Jean. Hey, Trey. See. Hey, Jenny 18. Let's see. I think I've got everybody. Thank you guys for joining us today. We really, really appreciate it. Okay, so you want to go character by character?
Yeah, we might as well get that out though. We might as well do it that way. It always seems to work out better.
Okay, so who's first?
We can do. Let's start with Gigi since she's the wrangler of this group.
I'm loving Gigi, but I think she's gonna need to cut back on the bud.
Just a little bit.
Because there were a couple of her scenes and her confessionals where I was just like, is my TV on slow? I d- I'm gonna need you to be coherent at work.
Yeah,
That's
that's kind of
it.
but she admitted she was high in the confessional, so
Yeah, but most of us will probably get fired for that.
that too.
You got a kid now, and it's just reinforcing why all of us keep asking why she got a 24/7 nanny and why her mama move in with her, why there's never a scene with just her and the baby alone. Like,
I
really?
yeah, I mean the thing with her is I kind of understood where she was coming from because people are very
Mm-hmm.
judgmental, especially of single mothers. So and especially you also you take into account like how she's acting in the past. people
Mm-hmm.
may not feel like she would be a fit mother, and I think that's what she was saying, and that was her main concern.
That conversation with her and MJ on the porch,
Yes.
that was another good conversation, and I was kind of shocked that she opened up to MJ because I know she has said that that she's taking it slow with like MJ and Reza, trying to build relationships with them, but based on their past relationships, she's somewhat hesitant to go all in and trust completely.
Mhm.
And so I thought for her to admit her insecurities and her anxieties over motherhood and the judgment of
Yes.
motherhood, yeah, that was a big thing for me. Um I think she's okay. She's just going to have to deal with that and present herself the best way possible. Hi, Steven. And I hate to say it, but she's going to have to work to earn people's um, trust if she cares to do so. Or she could
Mhm.
be like me and just don't care what people say. But there's a difference. I'm not a mother.
Exactly
And
because.
it could
Right. Go
reflect
ahead.
on her child. That's all. That's my big
Oh,
difference.
that's her fear. Like
Hmm.
I don't think she trusts herself yet to be a mom on her own. I really don't because she, based on the conversation
Hmm.
and based on how she's feeling about herself,
Hmm.
she's very acutely aware of her past, which is why she's done the work on herself,
Hmm.
which has
Hmm.
allowed her to get this far. And I think now it's just going to be her. I really feel that if she saw a therapist in regards to this particular situation, it may help her.
I think she is in ongoing therapy, right?
Right, but I
She
think she
kind
might
of
want.
speaks on it.
She does, but I think
Yeah.
she might want someone who really specializes maybe more postpartum stuff.
Mhm.
You know what
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean? Because
Okay.
I feel like she has anxiety in regards to being a new mom, which is why I
Mhm.
kind of think that she needs someone who specializes in that area. I mean, stick with your main therapist, of course, but I
Mhm.
would find a specialist for this because this is a very um oh specific type of issue.
Mhm.
I think that's the way. I
Mhm.
think that's the best way to put it.
But on a side note, I do appreciate Mike and Shervin at the cowboy dinner for really acknowledging that Gigi has had the most growth in the group. I have to give them props for that. And
Mhm.
they made sure to say it before, like at the top of the dinner, before there were any fights and anyone getting too drunk, or whatever. Destiny wasn't there, but whatever. But I like that they acknowledged that at the top of the dinner, because it was true,
It's
to be
true.
quite honest. Yeah. um Anything else on Gigi?
No, I think Gigi is good.
Okay, who next?
Let's do MJ.
MJ.
I, this is maybe it's me, but this is the first episode I felt like she was being genuine, like 100% genuine with him. She was. I didn't feel like she was trying to manipulate him or emotionally blackmail him. I just really kind of felt like she laid everything on the line as it lays, and
Mhm.
I was. It was. This was a good episode for her.
You
I
mean
Cause
him
she.
as in Reza
Yes.
in that last conversation?
Yes. Cause
Okay,
she.
because she came in being deceitful. She did not want to tell him, and it was for self-serving purposes because she didn't want to like ruin their budding rebuilding of the relationship, and she claimed she didn't want to ruin the trip or whatever. But I don't think that would have ruined the trip if you had a heart to heart on where your husband's at.
I think if she came in and
She was
approached
being
it
chicken.
approached it in a way, but here's the thing: it's one thing when it's your trip, it's another thing when it's not your trip, and you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be the one to start off the trip with just bad vibes, bad news. I
Mm-hmm.
I agree with her on that one. I would have waited a good day too. Get comfortable, get settled. I think she handled this in the right way. Actually, I'm not mad at her.
If Mike did not say something to her, she would have let the whole trip go by and not say a word. Because up until this point, she has been kind of flip floppy on what she's saying and to who she's saying it to. Like it would change depending on the situation and who she was talking to. And I found inconsistencies in her narrative regarding this because Tommy has held firm from throwing the first pot. He was done. He was done. He has not wavered in that. She, however, has been a bit wishy washy.
I think with her, she lies by omission. If I'm going to call a thing a thing, because she doesn't always give all the details.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow she manages to, leave some things out where she's not lying, but she's not giving the full truth. If that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. So she's just trying to avoid as much emotional conflict as she can. But I agree with you. Has she not spoken to Mike and got that advice, she may have let this go.
Hey, Blavy. And I think I did 5 zip lines.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was 5 that we did. It was pretty cool. I mean, after the first one, I actually cracked open an eye, but it was kind of cool. I,
I think for me, it's just the fear of actually like losing like trajectory, or be swaying from side to side and then hit a tree. That would be my
but you're not swaying. You're not.
no. Like,
You're just
if you get, I feel like
whooshing.
I know you wishing. I always felt the fear of like neither. I would like lean one way or another and just start swinging, or the zip line would snap and I'd fall.
Well, I think you get over that once you get into it and you see all the beauty that's surrounding you, and it goes by so quickly. Um, and then when you get to the other side, there's always someone there to catch you. Um, and then they hook you up again and you go again. But it's kind of cool. I had fears doing it because I'm fluffy. And they do ask your weight before you start, at least the one that I went to. And so I assume it's for all. Um, but it was kind of cool being like a bird. It's like the closest thing that I could imagine being like a bird. And you're right on the top of the canopy of the trees.
Hmm.
The air smells so much prettier up there. I don't know, the view, like I said, I missed my first go because my eyes was closed and I was screaming like Mike. I was. But when I came in, the guy who caught me, he says, "Look, you got to open your eyes because one, you got to see when I'm catching you.
Yes.
And second, you missing all of this." I said, "I don't care. I pay for this. This is my job. Pay for that. I don't care. It's fucking team building." He's like, "Stop. Look around you. Did it hurt?" And I got a good talking to. So I cracked open one eye on the next run. And by the time I got to the third one, I was eyes wide open. I wasn't screaming. I was just like,
Sounds like going on a roller coaster for the first time.
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
my first roller coaster. I just shut my eyes and like, let me just get through this. Let me just get through this. And then as
Mm-hmm.
I started going on more roller coasters, yeah, I was just like, I was one of those people. This is cool. This is fun.
Vertigo would make me sick to my stomach. There's no way I could do it. See, I had a touch
Oh,
of vertigo when I worked in a building that was like 33 stories tall and went to the club lounge, which was on the 31st floor. And I went and I looked over, and all of a sudden I felt the ground rushing towards me. And
wow.
so I was just like, oh, but it's different. I got vertigo looking down.
Oh,
And, but being up there and looking straight ahead, it's kind of like seasickness. You look at the
Gotcha.
horizon to stabilize you,
Mhm.
like looking at there's so much to look at up there. It was amazing. Um, I kind of didn't get the vertigo. It was kind of a cool rush, an adrenaline rush. It was really cool once I got into it. Um, if they can modify it for disability, I will. Oh,
That's a good point.
that would be cool though. Hmm. Flying, yeah. I felt like a bird. And I know that sounds corny, but yeah, I felt like a bird. It was kind of cool. And I'm a big chicken butt, but yeah, I did it. I did it. Okay, so who else are we talking about? We digressed a little bit too much.
Let's do Reza. What were your thoughts on him? Well, I want to know your thoughts on him.
Reza was slightly sedated for most of this episode for me. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. But then I saw the old Reza in that last scene with MJ. And yes, he was emotional, but he wasn't that blabbering idiot. Yes, there was some emotional choking in his voice, but he got his point across. And I think he really wants to make amends for what he did, which was wrong. And I think he has thought about it because he was like, he said, I know why I did this. And it's because I got into a loop in my own head about some contrived BS and I took it out on my dearest friend. And I think once you can acknowledge what you did and own up to it, that is
Mhm.
the first step of getting out of making excuses for your shit ass behavior.
For me, hmm, the way I look at it is this: I wish he had laid out exactly what he did wrong, even though everyone knows what he did wrong. I just feel when you sincerely apologize to
Mhm.
someone, you tell them exactly what you did wrong and what you're apologizing for.
We don't
It
know if he didn't. They edit.
They do, but they should have. They I have to. I can only go by what I see on the
Mhm.
screen, so I have to go
Mhm.
by like you haven't done that. So
Mhm.
I would think you would want that shown on camera. If he did that, that's what I'm saying. That would make it even
Mhm.
more emotional and
Mhm.
blah blah blah. So we're gonna go by that he didn't. I really felt he should have apologized for everything he said that was wrong.
Mhm.
But I do think he understands that, like he put his 30-year friendship in jeopardy,
Mhm.
and that he is sorry, but he needs to also understand that he may need some therapy as well because
Mhm.
you can't be out here lashing out at people like that.
Mhm. Mhm. Because like how he went after London, that was why you he admitted that it was because of some other situation and he decided to use her as a whipping board. Okay, you can't do that. You can't do that with genuine friends or even new friends. You just can't do that. It's just wrong. I agree with you. He does need to work out whatever issues he have, and I feel that it all stems to his husband. But
Hmm.
anywho, and I
Because
agree
he's
with
mean to
Steven.
everybody.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I agree with Steven. I felt that he was vulnerable in that scene. Um, and I also agree with Jean. I was glad that he was still in a frame of mind to take himself out of the dinner and go upstairs to bed
Yes.
because an inebriated Reza is not a good Reza.
Mm-mm. Not at
Okay.
all. I just want him to work on those things because he's. I could see if he had real issues with a particular person, but he's doing this to everybody, which lets me know there's something else going on here, and he needs to get that sorted out with whoever, whether it's his husband or whether
Hmm.
if it's just him. He needs to um figure that out because how are you going to write a book and how are you going to continue to foster these friendships if you keep acting this way?
Oh, look at this. Jenny 18 says that she talked to Reza yesterday. He's looking so good with that salt and pepper hair. He was on IG. I agree with you. He does look really good with the salt and pepper. Um, I think he's aging wonderfully. And this other comment, got to talk to Reza on Watch What Happens Live in Farsi. So cool to practice that language. Wow. I gotta go back and look at that then. Um, all right, so everybody's agreeing on the salt and pepper hair. Sweet. Hey, Montana. Welcome, welcome to the show. All right. Anything else with Reza?
I think we're good with Reza. I think this is a good episode for him. Like finally, his crying and making that.
Because it wasn't full on crying. It wasn't that stupid crying that he does in that weird voice and no tears.
Hmm.
This was just him being like Steven said, vulnerable with a touch of emotion, which made it feel like it was genuine to me and not this put on show pony character that he's developed over these last few years.
Agreed.
Hmm. Hey, Kelly Swift. Who next?
Um, I'm trying to think who else was there. So we did Gigi, Reza, MJ. How
Hmm.
about Mike? Let's do Mike.
Mike
Kudos
came
to
in
Mike.
with a bunch of secrets. Oh my God.
Of course he did. Of course he did. It's Mike. Just saying. Just saying.
He tried to cover him up really well.
He did. He did. You have to. He always. You know what? He may not always succeed, but at least he puts in good effort.
I mean, you would have never thought between last week and I would say three-quarters of the way of the show on this week that it was nothing but regular Mike. But
Hmm.
then we get the call
Yep.
and we find out the secret, which we'll talk about when we get to Destiny. But then in the previews, it seems like it all comes out. And I think he talks to MJ. Is it MJ?
MJ.
Can't
Trying to think of
remember who
MJ.
it was. He's talking to somebody about it, and I was just like, really? Somehow I just don't trust what is going on between him and Paulina.
Me neither. But I'm gonna have to um be honest now. When I watched this, it was like midnight, pretty much,
Hmm.
and I heard the phone call, but I think I dozed off during the secret. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna kind of find this out with you guys. So I was listening. I'm like, this is a kind of a filler episode, but I wasn't mad at it.
Hmm.
Um, so during that phone call, I'm like, okay, phone call, what's this? And I just for some reason I dozed. I'm like, oh,
Hmm. Okay, yes. The food that this chef put together, I was loving it. I was
food.
loving it.
But the food was good when Sherman cooked though. So the food is
Yes,
just gonna
it
be good when no
was.
matter what. The food on the show is always good.
Yeah.
Always. They don't miss the mark. They don't play those type of games, but they eat too. So
Uh-huh.
that's a whole different thing.
And the soup and the bread bowl. I
Hmm.
who was it who said that they was looking forward to that? I'm not really a bread person, but I do get down for this.
I'm a bread starch person. I'd rather have
Hmm.
that than sweets.
Mm.
I'd rather have pasta and stuff like that versus a cake cookie. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. All right. So what else about Mike?
Mm, so outside the good advice,
Mm-hmm.
we got the glimpses of the old Mike,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Mike may have been on his best behavior because he's trying to do like a okey doke distraction from him and Paulina, but as
Mm-hmm.
we've seen next week, it doesn't work.
Okay. What'd you think about Mike's fears with the zip lining though?
I'm not mad at him for that. I'm not mad at him for that.
Wait, let's not do Mike. What? No, Jenny, we have to.
You gotta do Mike.
We need to talk about the Destiny and Paulina combo. Yeah, we're getting there, Gene.
Mm-hmm.
This is Oh my. Jesus. Hey, Sarf 2. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Paulina obviously takes him back. They were both on. Yeah.
Yes.
But did you see his just to go off on a tangent on the Watch What Happens live, Mike's face. Is he getting injectables now?
See, I don't watch that.
It was that picture that I sent in the mod chat, remember? Where I said cuz Reza took the picture and it was Mike and Paulina behind him and Trey said that he looked swollen.
Ooh, let me check. I've not been in,
I
on
sent it a
IG chat.
little while ago.
Hold on.
And I didn't know that it was that they were in New York or something. But
Give me 2 seconds. I'll just pull it
yeah,
up.
it he just looked. Trey, you're right, swollen, and I'm gonna add one shiny. He really did. That just looked like it was freshly done and didn't have time to settle. Wait, Jenny, you want Mike to leave the show?
Oh, okay. Can I be honest?
Yes.
I did not know that was Mike.
At first I didn't either, and I kept on looking and I read the bottom thing, and that's why I forwarded it to you guys in the chat because it didn't look like him. And then when I saw him on Watch What Happens Live, it looked just like the picture, and I was like, "Oh my good god,
This does not look
where's
like Mike.
Mike?"
This does not look like Mike. I thought Mike. Oh, they brought a friend along. That's
Mm-mm.
cool. I didn't even notice you. I didn't even notice. I just saw it real quick. I didn't notice you put what happened to Mike's face. And then
Mm.
this does not look like Mike.
It's very okay. Never mind. Like I was that anyway, guys, if you
Yeah,
guys
I
get a
was just
chance, take a look
yeah. Take
at
a look. Like I said, I had no clue that was him. I just thought they brought a friend along or it was a fan or something.
I see you, Steven. The sourdough bowls were everything. Hi, Farmata. Happy Monday. I think they're done and Mike needs to get help. Oh, Susan. Okay. Okay. Mike cheated. But we've come to expect that,
Yes.
Jenny 18.
Mhm.
And okay, so Steven said he looked funny. Okay. He did. He really did. Okay, so anything else with Mike?
Nope.
Nima, you want to do him?
Did he do anything? Except
Okay.
except not want to like except thinking people when he's drunk are cute or whatever.
He needs to stop trying to flirt with Destiny. It's really
Yeah.
irritating me. Can't you go on a trip without flirting with one of your castmates? Like,
Right.
me too. Me too. Me too movement. Stop.
Mm-mm.
Um, wait, Montana didn't recognize Paulina? Oh, a flash flood.
Paulina, I knew. Paulina, I forgot. Reza, yes, but Mike, just no clue. No clue.
Yeah, yeah. Nima is such a pick me. Oh my god.
He
And
is.
but why does he okay, so you know they do their theme things. Do you know he never gets it right? Never. Like why would you go and shop in the kiddie section of the costume shop for your outfit? Like even
Right.
London looked better than him. And I thought that was just like a day at the office for her what she
Right.
wore.
Like, well, you think Cowboy Western? Why did you go to Woody? Not John Wayne. Nothing like that. No.
Lone Ranger, nothing.
Bonanza maybe.
I don't get it. I just
Yeah.
don't. Oh, and Mike saying that Gigi and her sister were dressed like prostitutes. He need to stop because he know he pulled at both of them women.
Right.
Stop.
Quit playing. Quit playing.
Mhm.
Quit playing.
Um.
What you're saying, because then what you're saying about yourself is like you have a thing with prostitutes.
Mhm.
If you want to do it that way.
Mhm. Agreed. Um. What else? Who else is on this show? London was nice to accept the apology. I'm not sure I would have, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else is on this show? Layla went ziplining with the guys, which I thought was kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna get to Destiny. She's the last one, right?
Yes.
She was pretty much non-existent throughout most of this episode, which
She was
I
quite
was good
enjoyable.
with. Yeah, I was good with. Um, Still watches cartoons. Mima needs to deal with past issues. Kind of feel for him growing up without his mama and siblings. Well, he should have like worked on that last season when he said he was gonna work on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want like a 2 season arc of the same issue that if you're not working on it. Mm-mm. How does everyone feel about London being a part of the cast? I need her to step up as the therapist and stop talking all of her dribble drabble like how she did on the bus. If that's what she's gonna do, or if she's gonna give like that nasty friendsgiving,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's not what I expect from my Shahs. Period. And she better
No, I
not
got
bring on
you.
a girlfriend to make her more exciting because you need to prove yourself first before you bring on any other like pieces, side pieces.
Yeah, like you gotta prove yourself before you can like be bringing plus ones.
Mm.
So I feel you on that. She needs to stand on her own.
Destiny's top lip is so filled it no longer moves. Kind of scary.
Oof.
What is Destiny's storyline? She ain't got none.
She don't got none.
She ain't got none.
That's why I said every time I see her, she makes me miss Lilith.
Mm-mm-mm.
Every time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we get to her getting ready for the cowboy dinner, and she gets a text first from Paulina, and so she calls on the house phone.
On the you mean on like the cabin phone or whatever?
Yeah,
I think so. I remember I'd start dozing off at this point, so you're gonna have to help me out a little bit.
yeah. She it was a Panasonic, and it looked like a cordless phone from the lodge that they were staying in. And then that went dead. And so then she had to try to call back with her cell phone, which had bad service. And I guess Paulina wrote to her and said that it's over between her and Mike. They he just keeps on doing the same thing, I guess. It seemed like she put him out.
Right.
The conversation, she reiterated that. And Paulina's given instructions to Destiny to ask Mike, why don't you tell the truth? Red flag. Why?
Right.
Why? Why she can't come and say it? She know where we at.
So here's the thing. I remember all this, even in me being. I remember the phone call. I remember she said she put him out. But where was the secret? Did I miss it, or was it just all like it hasn't been fully said yet, or was
I
it
think
all?
she went into his Facebook or something like that. He didn't know, like they had an argument. He didn't know that she still had access to his Facebook. Then she saw something that he wrote. She called him out on it, and then he took it down, but it was already too late. She already saw it.
Mm-hmm.
She's done. She's done. Shut up, girl. Nobody believes you. Guys, help me fill in the pieces because I kind of hate Paulina right now, and she's making me hate Destiny even more. So
Yeah.
Mike was running his same old scam, you know. Um,
Exactly.
and she caught him again, and they got into an argument, and they're done again. And now she's trying to pull Destiny in the middle of it. And this is where Destiny got to put on her big girl panties and say, bitch, no, I'm not in your relationship. Why I got to say something to him? You said what you need to say to him. I'm not getting involved in that.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I don't like Pauline for this simple fact. Quit involving his friends in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, talk to you. That's your man, not they man. That's they friends. If you got issues with
Mm-hmm.
him, you speak on it. If you can't speak on it, walk away.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure why she feels the need to always have somebody like talk up for her. Your man told you to shut up, so then stay shutting up.
Yeah, if you're not gonna speak on it, if you're not gonna fight back, quit talking. Because with me, well, I started disliking Paulina when she sent them text messages. I'm sorry. And you gonna test this whole friend group? Nah, I'm not feeling you for that. Mm-mm.
Okay, so all right, it was IG, not Facebook. Okay, and she saw flirtatious comments. It's the same
Yeah,
thing as before, but last time it was
yeah.
text, and now it's on social media. You and Trey, this is well stated. I hope that Paulina didn't think that Mike would refocus himself on the relationship after moving into a swanky bachelor pad. Like
Right.
seriously, yeah,
Yes. It's not like he
it
moved
is well
into the
stated.
suburbs into a one like a 2-story family home. He moved into like a wasn't it West Hollywood bachelor pad?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And right when he like the thing is also right when he moved in, he knows his two cute neighbors. Another red flag.
Mm-hmm.
So what is she talking about?
I don't know. She just wants to cause trouble on this trip. And she found the right patsy for it, Destiny.
I mean, she found a
Because
patsy with
nobody
no
else,
storyline.
yeah, nobody else is going to entertain her. Nobody. Paulina needs to confront Mike without having everyone involved. She can't because she's scared of Mike.
Then
We
she's
see how
scared.
he talked to her when they by themselves.
Mm-mm-mm. That's not good. She needs to leave and just be on her own because this is not working for her. It's not a good look because she's making herself look bad as well as him. Well, he's always looked bad in
Mm-hmm.
these situations. So
Mm-hmm.
we know Mike. We've known him for like 9 years now. So we're cool with him. Her, I'm looking at her like, did you not watch the previous season?
And you know what? This is bad of me to say. I don't, y'all might not agree with me, but it makes me appreciate Jessica more for the way how she handled her situation with Mike. I think she gave him one or two chances, but she wasn't going to be constantly circling the drain with him, doing the same behavior over and over again, disrespecting her and their marriage. So she just bailed and
But
she cut her
hmm
losses.
but it's kind of easy when you got was it Fiji water? Ain't she the Fiji water heiress?
Yes,
So
but
plus
Paulina's not a pauper either.
no, but her family, but it's different. Like like Jessica's family is one of those type of families where they probably weren't feeling Mike anyway, and they're like, look, you know, we gonna give him a chance, but you can't be out here looking crazy and having us look crazy too.
Hmm.
Like I look at it more from affluent standpoint as well as like a cultural standpoint. So she had it twofold. So she gave him every single chance too, and I felt so bad for her.
Hmm.
Because you could just see everything. He really didn't try to hide it, if we're being honest. And the way he would speak to her, disrespect her, I think she's got to the point like you're just not going to change. You're just
Hmm.
not going to be the man you say you want to be for me,
Hmm.
and I'm not gonna waste my prime years on you. So she bounced.
Yeah, and Jean has a point. I lose respect for Paulina every time she catches Mike in indiscretions and still stays with him. And by her own admission, this is over 10. You have children
That's
that
another
you
problem.
are raising. There are higher stakes here, despite what you say about the corporate brand image of Fiji water or whatever. Paulina has young, impressionable
Hmm
children. This is no way to set an example for them on what their mother will tolerate for $1. You are getting support from their father to maintain them. You could go out and
Mhm.
get a job, girl. You got the support of your
Exactly.
family. You do not need this. And you do not need to put up with Mike, even if it is a storyline. Even if it is a storyline, you do not need to put up with this behavior for
Nope.
this man.
And I blame her as well. Here's why. You teach people how they're going to treat you.
Hmm.
And by you continuing to stay and allow this behavior, you're letting Mike know it's okay and that you're not
Hmm.
going anywhere. Where Jessica would make threats and then he'd do okay for a hot minute, but then go back and then she gave him like two chances and she was out. Pauline's
Hmm.
gave him like what 4, 5, and 6.
More
I mean,
than that.
you literally found text messages like
Hmm.
documented proof, and you still saying okay. And
And
I want to know where um the baby's fathers are because there's no way. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put him in this too because in my opinion, there's no way your kids should be subjected to this, especially on international TV. I'm sorry.
and not only that, you are teaching your if you have a little boy how he should treat a woman and how he should
Yes.
treat you. And if you have a little girl, you're teaching your little girl
Oof.
acceptable behavior from a man. It's okay. It's okay. You
Yeah.
need to put up with that kind of stuff.
Mm-mm. I'm not a
Mm-mm.
fan. She made me. Oof. I I just need her off the show because she's going to continue to stay. She is making all these threats, and she's making threats, but not by herself. She's doing it through other people.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you, Montana. Exactly. If Paulina is doing this for a storyline, she loses since she isn't really even on the show. Ma'am, do they have friends of contract with Shahs like they do Housewives? I'm just saying.
Mhm. She lives in the phone. That's about it.
But we've seen her in the flesh, but she's been living in the phone for a little bit now. I got you.
Yep. Mhm. I don't know. This whole episode was, I would say, okay, I would give 2/3 filler, 1/3. It piqued my interest. That was it. It was okay. Hopefully
Yeah,
next week will be better, but not based on any sort of participation from Paulina. I think I've had
right.
enough of her participation.
I agree. 100%. It's just, she brought nothing.
Oh my God. Guys, let us know your thoughts. Leave your comments below. Um, how many episodes is this season? Because this needs to wrap up quickly.
Oh, next week's the season finale.
Next week. Oh, yay! All right. So we look forward to that. Tune in tomorrow where we have our 90, what am I saying, 90 day, our
90
TLC
days.
Tuesdays, where we have 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, and You, Me, and My Ex. We're talking about those tomorrow, so bring your notes. Did I hear correctly that the next week is the season finale? Yes, Gene.
Hmm.
That's what Jamal said, and he's usually right.
Yep, season finale. I was kind of in shock.
Well, no, they them and the Miami Karma people usually have like nice small compact seasons. So I'm happy for that. Oh, thanks guys for the thumbs up and thank you Jenny 18. The mods are the best. Okay. Peace, love and hope to all. Yes,
Yes,
peace, love and hope to all. We all need it.
we really
Um
do.
Oh, Trey, me and you both, because I have to watch it.
Me too.
I'm
This is,
bracing
I'm
myself.
telling everybody, like watching it through the app is the best because I was talking to some other people, and they were like, "90 Day Fiance sucks, but I watch it because there's just some of them are subscribers, and they're like, I
Mhm.
watch it because I can like at least follow along with your show." I'm like, "Here, I'm telling you, since we do it on Tuesday, what you do is you wait for it to come out on the app. I'm like, it saves you like half an hour, 40 minutes And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, do it that way. That's why I like doing TLC on Tuesdays because it just cuts down my viewing time. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you try to watch it on TV during the like 2 hours, it's like it's like it drags on. You gotta watch the commercials. I got time for that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Agreed. So tune in tomorrow. It's TLC Tuesdays. We'll be here at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. 90 Days was horrible and disturbing. Oh my God. Really, Susan? Aw, thank you,
Thank you,
Jean.
Jean.
That's why I DVR it. Yeah, you can fast forward during commercials or the people that you just can't stand. Let's just be honest with 90 Days. But I did get a chance to watch last night. You, me, and my ex. It wasn't bad. It wasn't
I
bad.
like the show.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God! Thank you,
Thanks,
Jenny.
Jenny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they were fighting. Oh,
Oof.
you mean Andre and Charlie,
Did
right?
Andre
Or
and
did they
Charlie
do that last week?
or Mike and Natalie? I
Mike and
think their fight is. I think their
Oh,
fight is here. I think their fight is. I think the Charlie and Andre fight is this week.
yes, the mods rock. And Jenny 18, this was your first time. I hope it's not your last. So just look, I put up all the shows last night for the week. So Monday through Wednesday, we're here at noon Eastern. And then Thursday and Friday, we have our expanded time slot at 2 p.m., where we can drop the link on Thursday and Friday for those shows. All right, my friend Jamal.
Oh, Susan said
Any
everybody
final?
uh, before we go. Susan said everybody was fighting. Fantastic.
Oh,
Good
oof.
grief.
Yes, Gene, the mods rock. They always do. They always
Did
do.
anyone see the trailer?
The trailer for who?
The tell all with Angela. I'm like, really? This is what we're doing?
The Oh, you mean for 90 Day
Tell all.
next week? The tell all? Yeah.
When she was flashing, I'm like, cause I watched another commentator and she said like, they really shouldn't still be bruised
No, that was her tattoo. Remember, she has a titty tattoo.
on her nipple.
Well, when they do the breast reduction, remember they cut
Did
from the
everything
bottom
shift?
down,
Did everything
and
shift?
yeah, yeah, and they move your nipples. They cut out your nipples and they move
Right.
them up
Mhm.
because remember, they're pointing downward before the surgery, but
Okay.
then they need to reposition them up,
Right.
and they cut off a bunch of tissue on the
Mhm.
bottom. So if your nipples are on the bottom, they just need to bring them up to here.
So they probably brought them up into the tattoo most likely, which is what
Yes,
we saw.
yes,
There we
yeah,
go. I was scared.
yeah. No, no, because it's really close to her nipple now because her nipples got
Mhm.
repositioned, right?
Thank you. That
So
makes
yeah, that tattoo was like around here, and when they put her nipples up, so it's now closer. See, it's a matter of repositioning the headlights.
that makes that makes yeah. Angela did that. I'm like, really? This is what we're doing? What people will do for a check. I'm just saying.
I know, I
And
know.
to his
It
aunt
is.
too. Are you serious?
Oh my God. Okay, so look. Oh my God, I saw that where she flashes. Yes, she did.
Mhm.
Disgusting, Angela. You aged out girls gone wild along. Oh my God, time
Trey. Oh my goodness. That's just too funny.
ago. Oh my God, but it's so true. It's
It
so
is.
that didn't it remind you of their old like
Yeah.
infomercials in the middle of
Mhm.
the night and all these little 18-year-olds going, yeah, girl.
Mm-mm.
Angela, stop.
I mean like, ma'am, you're some people's grandmother. I'm going to need you to do better. Just
Yeah.
just saying. Just saying.
Yes, Susan, it was embarrassing. I know she didn't feel embarrassed, but I felt embarrassed for her.
Exactly.
You
Like I said,
know?
what people will do for a check.
Well, I guess
Just
she
saying.
got them, so she's flaunting them. Go ahead,
Right.
girl.
She likes them.
Mm-hmm. And poor Michael got to sit there and watch that.
Right.
Anywho, guys, we're going to see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we're good.
All right, so until next time,
Of course.
bye.
Bye.